special edition of the Chai Stop from Thiruvananthapuram, from the old coffee house across from the beach in Thiruvananthapuram. A fascinating Pazhampori. Vasudha, would you want to explain what this is, what we have on the table now before we get to the politics?
Well, there's some amazing food on the table. It's all Bhakshanam. That's what people here say. This is Pazhampori, like you rightly pointed out. Then there is amazing prawns, which is konju. And then, of course, there is some dip, vegetarian cutlets, and chicken cutlets, and some amazing chaya. So that is what we bring you. But more importantly, Kerala is slated to go to polls in about a month from now, about 2 months from now. So
you don't know. We don't know that as yet. When it's going to go to polls, it will go along with Tamil Nadu and West Bengal. You see, often the Kerala story is, and I mean the Kerala story in terms of the elections, often gets buried in the larger national politics of West Bengal, Tamil Nadu, etc. But we have a fascinating panel here as well with us politicians. But first of all, we have 4 bearded men. Let me say that, including Ashwin. NDTV's very own Ashwin, who's here, who's going to guide us through, navigate us through Kerala politics. We have Biju Nair of the BJP's social media cell. Have Vijay Induchudan of the Congress Party, Youth Congress. And of course, Sanjeev PS of the SFI, a strong leftist here as well. Sanjeev, any comments on the food to start with?
Yes, missing something. You should have beef. When you are coming to Kerala, you should have beef in the table.
You're getting off to a beefy start. You see, let me start off on a lighter note, Vasudha. I want to understand this beard and Kerala connection. Why is it that, what's the love that you all have for the beard, Ashwin?
I think it's with the gene, there is something receding and something growing somewhere else. And that is essentially which has now caught the entire fascination. And it is, in fact, a very fascinating thing. Like many men with beard are seen as quite handsome people, men among the girls in Kerala. You ask.
Let me get Vasudha to respond to that. What do you think?
Well, I agree with that. And I think, it's all about maintaining that fine balance, right? So I think, bearded men are good looking.
And beneath the beard, Vasudha, I must say there is a lot of hardcore politics. Right? As soon as he saw the food menu, he said beef. How does, let me start with the first question on this. How does the BJP reinvent itself in a state where beef is so popular?
Yeah, I think the way he started with beef itself, when it is snack time, tells us that he is so keen to polarize on food, right? But actually, when you look at Kerala people, they are not looking at what to eat, right? They are looking at their government in terms of their government has to deliver on jobs, on economic growth. Because right now when we look at people who are traveling abroad to even study, beef is not their concern, right? I'm pretty sure a lot of our people are eating beef today. No problem.
No, I think beef doesn't have any religion, I think, in Kerala. Everyone used to eat beef. Everyone. In the morning itself, we used to have beef. You know that. Everyone know that. But they are using it as a communal harmony. They are using to destroy the communal harmony in Kerala. We have conducted many beef festivals because the BJP was against beef. In eating beef, they were against beef. They have manhandled many of them, and they have killed. In India, they have killed many of them. The Asang Parivar.
So narrative is what you know, the political narrative.
Right. Yeah. I think a lot of his investment into beef is going waste because nobody here is against beef. I, as a person, grew up eating beef, right? These days I don't eat it because I have high cholesterol and stuff like that. I'm more health conscious. So, if you look at a lot of the BJP-ruled states like Goa and Northeast, where it is Christian dominated, they eat beef. So, people who have nothing else to talk about, they want to talk about beef. And that is the problem. That is the problem that Kerala is facing right now because economics is not being talked about, jobs are not being talked about.
Let's ask this question to Vijay. Vijay, is that a problem?
Before we get into a high voltage thing, I want to say that I'm really enjoying the Pazhampori. I suggest all of you start off with Pazhampori. Let's calm the conversation down to chicken, Pazhampori.
And some tea.
Perhaps next time we'll have beef as well.
But Vijay, the question of appeasement, secularism, identity has been centered around the left, because there's this concern that is the left turning right, and that question is being asked by UDF guys. Now, help us understand why is the debate so much on secularism this election?
Because the thing is, as we said about beef, that that is just a basic decency. I mean, in Kerala, the secularist harmony of people is like, you, as you know, it is not like like the politics is like very much into heart. I mean, they take it by heart. I mean, all the people out here from the beginning. So, as you say, Kerala is always like, hanging on secularists, I mean, as a secularist state. So, telling the people that, you should do such things, forcefully telling such things, I mean, they will not take it by heart.
Even in food, there is politics when it comes to Kerala. And that's perhaps reflection. And when I started with the beard, I'm also asking the three of you to weigh in to the depth of politics in Kerala society. You guys are young. Kerala is really seeped in its politics. What is it that defines the young aspiration as far as Kerala politics is concerned? Is it still the old world aspiration, or is there something new that you are seeing as youngsters in Kerala who are so politically involved? What is it that drives people so close to politics in Kerala?
I mean, see, there are differences by when we compare to the old school politics and the new era. People want different things. I mean, these youngsters want different things. I mean, developments, education system, agriculture. I mean, we need development. For the last 9.5 years, the government has been doing such things which were not attractive by these youngsters.
When you have young people like John Brittas, you have a lot of young ministers, Mohammad Riaz. The question that he's saying, youngsters are no longer able to connect with the government. How true is that?
I think it's not that much true. It's not right, because youngsters are connected to the government itself. Today we can see that around 5 lakh students have come to the public sector education this time, and 3 lakh plus PSC appointments was made by this same government. The youth are coming with the startups. The ease of doing business in Indian total, if you can consider the Indian index, you can see that Kerala ranks first.
Do you know one thing is that Kerala is one of the states which is there are n number of students are migrating from this Kerala. Yeah. I mean, when you see that. When you say about the calculations of students, how many students have gone from Kerala, there are like a lot of students.
Is there a plan that the UDF has? Because this seems to be a systemic plan.
I'm sorry to interrupt this. 5 minutes into this conversation, it's a travesty not to touch the food. We will talk politics, but as long as everybody is eating your food.
To add to is not that reverse migration is happening in Kerala.
There are prawns, there is vegetable cutlet. Please, Ashwin, go ahead and have it, and weigh in on the conversation so far. The question Vasudha was asking.
What he said was that youth migration is something which Kerala is really concerned about, because at the moment what they say is like 2.5 lakh youths are from Kerala have already gone abroad, and another important thing, youths are now planning like 3 years in advance how to get out of the state. 3 years in advance, they are planning which fellowship they will get, which country they can go to. It's no longer like UAE model, like going.
I want to ask Sanjeev this question: what has changed in 10 years? Have things really changed? Is there a genuine change in Kerala? Because it's not, it's historically an incumbent was never chosen for a second term after completing of 5 years. So that way, Pinarayi Vijayan has had a 10-year run. What has actually changed in an anti-incumbency state? Is it impossible to get a third term?
10 years is a long time to bring those transformative changes, right?
We will come back for a third term for sure, and with 100 plus seats. This is what
last time you had 99. This time 100 plus.
We are expecting for 100 plus seats. And yes, of course, we will come for that. We will come with that number of seats. But for sure, for the past 10 years, everything has changed. Everything, the education system, the higher education system, the social complexity. As you have commented that we have turned to right. It's not right. We are more to left, and the world, the feudalistic or the corporate world is saying something that we don't have any alternative to the capitalist.
Then why is this narrative getting resonance that the left today is pro-RSS, pro-Modi, and little, in fact, many even say that it's anti-Muslim.
Started with the RSS CPM reach. Yes. So you can see that. That's a symbol.
Are you trying to showcase yourself as a Hindu party, which you have been doing?
Not at all. We are a secular one. We are a secular one. We are a left party, and we have agenda for them. And we have an alternative that will be the socialism. Socialism is our alternative, and we have put forward that.
It is very ironic that he talks about ease of doing business on a day when most of our shops and business establishments are closed and we can't even travel here, right? And look at other states. They are not being affected, but they are calling it a Bharat Bandh. Sadly, works only in Kerala. So now this is where the dichotomy gets exposed, because at the end of the day it is just double standards, because right now what they are talking about as communism, socialism, all outdated concepts, not giving people jobs, not giving people livelihoods. He talks about education, right? When you talk about the gross enrollment ratio, which is like the number of people in school in proportion to the total population, Tamil Nadu is leading the whole world, right? Right now they are above 50 at this point. So now we are number one literacy state, but we are lagging behind today. We used to be first, but we are lagging behind. It's been a bane for Kerala that UDF and LDF are coming to power because of anti-incumbency. LDF does a bad job, UDF gets the seat. UDF again does a bad job, LDF gets a seat. That is going to be over by this time, because BJP now is really gaining strength, gaining momentum. The people are seeing a difference in the governance of other states, right?
The one thing is,
so
like,
it's a politics of performance.
One thing is, see, he's saying, yeah, no, one time if it is UDF, the second time it is LDF, and again it is UDF, and again it is LDF. They all have the spaces. If the people want BJP, they'll elect them, but they're not doing it. They're not doing it. Why? Because it is a secular state. They don't want a hardcore, like, a proper
so just
conventional.
I want to
same thing. I mean, a party which is party which is always staying for the minorities.
Just about
either the minorities or the majorities.
The one cardinal sin for an anchor is to lose the mic. All right. Once you lose the mic, it's not coming back to you. It's like losing power. And this is something that I've learnt in every chai shop, and yet I'm not able to follow because I let go of the mic. Let me ask you, Sajeev, is there a worry? Is there a worry like it happened in West Bengal? And we'll go to Ashwin as well, Vasudha, you weigh in as well. Is there a worry that the space of the left, which is largely receding across the country, could be taken over by the BJP if you lose this election, because they've already been building themselves up? That space could completely go away. Is there a fear of that?
Just to build on to that, there is always this comparison with, say, Mamata Banerjee. Pinarayi Vijayan is not aggressive, against the centre as Mamata Banerjee is, or even pro-Muslims as Mamata Banerjee is. Is the LDF playing it safe? Because, at the end of the day, Kerala also needs investment. So you've maintained a very congenial relationship with the centre. At the same time, here you want to maintain you're the Hindu party.
No, not at all. Pinarayi staged his strikes 2 times, coming to Delhi, and next one is in Trivandrum also. And he always spoke against Sangh Parivar many times, and he was called off by RSS leaders many times. He was benchmarked. He was given threatened messages by many RSS leaders before also. You may know that. And also, coming to another point, we are not here representing any religion. We are representing the people.
Ashwin, has politics really shifted this time? Has it changed? Has it taken a different turn this time, considering the issues that are being raised here?
It's very interesting. There is a fair share of point, or something right which he has said. The first IT park in the country was opened in Thiruvananthapuram. But today, Thiruvananthapuram is nowhere in the picture. Do you know that? The first IT park in the country, not even Bangalore, not even Hyderabad. But where did the policy go wrong? That's a question. Where did the policy go wrong that we were not able to capitalize on it? And that is, being an IT man himself, he probably comes from that kind of a pain. This could have been before even somebody from Bangalore thought about it. We had an IT park which was set up over here.
What is it about Kerala's political ethos that does not allow it to move forward? Because you see, sometimes it may all not be absolutely hunky-dory on the other side, because other states are also grappling with the negative consequences of such enormous growth at some level. Some would argue about that. What is it about the ethos? Because this is very much part of the rest of the country. If a Tamil Nadu can grow both which way, with industry as well as show a Dravidian model, what is it that's stopping Kerala back?
One thing which I've noticed, the aggressiveness of Kerala politicians when it is addressing needs to people in Delhi. Remember, CPM was part of the UPA, right? Still, they were not able to get the big chunk of deal for a state when there was Congress in power.
Maybe Mr. Vijayan is doing something right by making it clear that he is not an enemy of the center, isn't it?
Actually, as a part of a statesman has to consider everything, and we are against the policies of the center. But that doesn't mean we are the part of the country itself, and we have to get the central policies and we have to get the central funds. The central funds were stagnated there for many years. It was stopped by the central because of they were against us. They stopped just the funds and they just blocked our funds.
And two things. I couldn't answer what Sanjeev had told. One, he had told about migration. Why these people are migrating from here? Because the infrastructure and the education system is a complete failure here. And the second thing, what he said is like,
But
the
this is not a 10-year problem, right?
Yeah,
it's a legacy problem. Has the UDF
no,
shown
comparatively, the migration is not as bad as now. I mean, what's bad?
Let's cut beyond the political exchange. I want to just cut beyond Biju and Vijay. I want to understand what is it about the Kerala psyche that is different from, let's say, another state that's down there. There is definitely something different.
One party is like.
So, first of all, I'm very sympathetic to the progress Kerala has made under a leftist thought leadership. Okay, so we have the least inequality in society, which is very important. We have good government schools, we have good hospitals, but we used to be number one, right? The decision that I made when I was in the US to come back to Kerala and live in Trivandrum is because I know that Trivandrum used to have world-class facilities. But then it is all about wealth distribution, no wealth creation. Wealth creation has to be addressed first, and that can be done only through capitalism, and that's where we have lost it.
And I would say, it's one party is completely pulling back the development of the state. That is LDF. When you say why am I saying it is for the last 10 years, 9.5 years? What he said is about the healthcare system or the education system. Let's say you call it, you name it. What is lacking in that is, when you say
is the LDF pulling back
what is lacking in health, as we know that, what is lacking in health system is we have multiplex hospitals.
When it comes to land acquisition, one second. When it comes to,
but you need to build it again and again. Once you build it, again they are distracting it, and again you need to build it.
My question is direct. What about the national highway? The Ummanjandi government pulled it back. What's your stand? The UDF stands on the semi-high-speed train.
Have you heard of the medical colleges? All the 14 medical colleges in all the districts.
You pulled it back.
Mr. Ummanjandi has
when it comes to land acquisition, who is responsible?
Laid the stones out there.
The state is responsible that though the Pinarayi Vijayan government has took the
delays in land clearances seem to be attributed to you.
20 years, the Ummanjandi government has left it, and the national highway, National Highway Authority has closed its office and went back to Delhi.
It was Ummanchandi's vision that all the 14 districts should have that medical colleges.
And now, for instance, when Prime Minister Modi came here for the port inauguration, he said something. He commented on a left minister stating that a private company is their partner. And he said that is a radical transformation, a communist leader calling a private entity their partner for development. And that is which the UDF and the BJP caught on, in fact, stating that the CPM is going right ways. And also very interesting, and interestingly, to the credit of the Chief Minister, many development projects did take a bigger leap under his leadership.
Quick response to that.
But whenever you are participating, you are allying with a private company, we know that allegations have happened. In the earlier stages, Pinarayi Vijayan daughter has, the ex-Semalari thing. We know that.
The Supreme
we know that. But I don't want to comment on it. But whenever we have made that, that thing, that allying with a private company, always the allegations
not
and the
at all.
controversies
Not at
was,
all.
I mean, were there.
Talking about
were
the family,
there.
is the CPM dynast driven? Is there a sense that it is either the daughter and the daughter or the son-in-law are being pushed?
part of the party.
I think
They are not.
he has something to say about it.
They are not. They are not at all part of the party. We
What-
have a
what?
we have a
I
state secretary.
I didn't hear the question. What?
Is there a sense that the son-in-law and the daughter are being pushed? Is that a sense
That is the party now.
In the optics of this table,
Dynasty
the
party in
Congress, BJP on one side,
Congress.
taking on the LDF on the other side. Now, I want to go, and you know, the poor prawns, the chicken cutlet, you know, you and I, Ashwin and I are the only ones who are doing justice to the food. You may be doing justice to your politics. But I want to ask you guys this one question, as we are heading towards closing off. You know, there is a sense that Kerala politics has always been, and somebody told me many years ago, that this is about grassroots management at every constituency, at every level. It is not like Tamil Nadu or another state which is this personality-centric politics. In that grassroots narrative, while the RSS has a presence, how much has the BJP actually improved? Is it really making progress? Because the parliamentary elections give one story, but the local body elections give another story where your vote shares drop. How much is the BJP story really true about Kerala?
Right. So, that's a great question. So, we have improved in the corporations in terms of vote share, in municipalities in terms of vote share, which means that in the urban areas, we are really connecting well, really doing well. But at the village level, at the panchayat level, at the ground level, there is a lot more work to be done. But at the same time, I also want to respond to an earlier point made by him that yes, Pinarayi Vijayan is indeed a great lucky man, because for the last 10 years, he had Modi ji driving the development plank. So now he is taking the credit.
50,000 schools was shut down in all India level by the central government. Coming to Kerala, we can see a completely different picture. In every sector, we will be going to the people when we are going to ask for a vote. We will be pointing out the changes that has been made by the left government. It has been inclusive, it has been drastic, it has elevated the common man.
Point taken, but adding to Veera's question, when you have a cult-like figure like Pinarayi Vijayan, the organization, invariably also weakens. Is that a problem that you're facing? Because it's been 10 years. Why is there an anti-incumbency then?
Not at all. I don't think anti-incumbency is working. Somebody has reported. Somebody who has been appointed by his party by paying 58 crores.
Come on. I have to step in here.
Has told
Kerala,
that
from the
doesn't
start
have any-
of it, was declared an anti-incumbency state. Is it true that it's an anti-incumbency state? And I'm going to take a counterpoint to you. Factionalism within the UDF and the Congress has always been seen, at least in the last election in 2021, which was a COVID election, was seen as a big back. Has the Congress got its act together? Or is there a sense of overconfidence that this time, though 100% we are winning? And so that overconfidence could be very, very dangerous in politics. Is there a sense that is there?
There is no overconfidence, sir, but we are very confident enough, to meet that thing. We'll collect plus 100 seats, 100 plus seats for sure.
You are saying 100 plus seats, but Kerala doesn't have so many seats.
That is his expectations, but it is for sure that the government
I have
will
told 110 plus.
in 2026. In
Out of 140, you're
2026,
saying 110 plus.
if at all.
You are sure both of you are not going to sound like 400 par after the end of this election, are you two? 100 par in this election.
It will be very unfair if I don't ask you this question. The Sabrimala theft, is it going against your government?
It's going against UDF. That's why they were not.
I heard the UDF spokesperson.
Why?
When we talk about Sabrimala, see, I'm coming from Pathanamthitta, where the Sabrimala situates. We have we had an MLA there who represented Koni constituency,
ready
but
to discuss
that
this
guy
in the
was in
assembly?
jail. That guy is in jail. That was an MLA by the CPIM.
Okay.
CPIM,
My
an
question is
MLA.
very direct.
and
Why don't you discuss it in the legislative assembly, which is represented
discuss
by
that? Who
our?
didn't it
No,
was a-
UDF.
it was-
UDF was not ready to discuss it in the
Sabrimala issue?
Yes.
Sabrimala
yes,
issue
yes,
in-
yes.
and-
They were not ready. They were not
So I
ready.
think he is very, very smartly whitewashing the
White-
fact that 4 or 5 people belonging to his
Not
party,
for-
really senior leaders, have gone behind bars.
I must give it to Biju. He has the loudest voice here. I don't know in terms of votes. We are completely close to this conversation where We're we're coming to the end of this conversation. Unfortunately, time's running out. I just want very quickly from Ashwin onwards, what's your defining feature as far as this Kerala election is concerned? Very, very brief comments, and then we'll get the politicians to say, they've already made their predictions. Let them make the prediction for the opposition.
Certainly, it is about going to be development, what is shown on the ground. That is one thing. Second thing, the unity factor. For the first time, we are seeing a kind of a call for a unity between Nayars and Eravas. And that is kind of going to change the arithmetics. Number two, the Gen Z vote. Nobody knows where the Gen Z is going to vote, because in 140 constituencies, 1,500, 2,000 votes, nobody knows where is it going to go. And that's going to change.
I am part of the student activism. There are 14 universities in Kerala. Out of that, 13 universities are led by the left. So the Gen Zs are with us. That's what we are pulling on.
You can't say that. See, you can't say that. But the thing is, where Gen Z votes, see, even they have to be attracted by the government, right? I mean, I don't think in 2026 elections, I mean, these people are going to vote for, government. They are waiting for a change. They're waiting for a change.
I think I have a great point about how students are leaving Kerala, and he's saying 13 out of the 14 are ruled by SFI. Yeah, only SFI people can study in Kerala today right now at this point, only because the standard of education is pathetic right now.
I know, that's an
people
important
are
concern.
leaving, lock, stock and barrel. People are leaving Kerala.
Okay.
That's the bottom line. That's what's happening.
Vasudha, we're really out of time. I want to ask you a quick final question. The food, nobody has done justice to the food in this conversation. I hope you'll all have food and enjoy a good conversation. I want to know, next time when I come to cover Kerala election, should I also be growing a beard? Let me end with that question. What do you think?
I think you should be true to yourself, and I feel the X factor this time is Pinarayi Vijayan himself, because this man can create history and also in some ways show the country what the future of left is, because this is the only state where the left is in power. So it also, will decide the future of the left in the country.
This is the only state that I know where there is a left.
On your beard,
this is the only state. It was there in
on your beard point, I think, right? I have an important point again. Only people who are artificially handsome need beard. You are naturally handsome.
Thank you. That was really, you flattered me. If I had a vote.
He never gave a killer smile. He has not given a killer smile.
No, he was giving a killer smile which was hidden behind the beard. You see,
you need to understand that you don't have a.
Okay, we will have to end this conversation. There's enormous amount of politics that's hidden behind the beard. Who's going to have the final smile in these elections? We don't know. But this is a taste of Kerala, not just in terms of Pazhampori and the chicken cutlet and what was missing on the table, as Sanjeev pointed out at the start, beef that he wanted on the table.
Yes.
This is a taste of the real political conversation in Kerala, because there are very few states where this kind of political astuteness and understanding is there at the grassroots. People don't get swayed by cameras and talk. They ask serious questions, and the level of literacy, political literacy, is enormous, Vasudha.
And this is our first, proper show from Kerala, and this is to remind all the viewers that we will be tracking this state and the elections very closely, because we love Malayali food. We also love Malayali wit and wisdom.
That's right, Malayali wit and wisdom. So we will continue to track Kerala seriously across the board, from the north to the south of it. But that's all we have time for from this chai table for the moment. Thanks for joining.
After May, when you are coming back, make sure that beef is there on table.
Okay, we will talk about that at that point of time. That's all we have time for. It's a beefy debate here in Kerala. Thanks for watching.